Howdy folks, I'm Ron Pennington, and this is my buddy.
Robbie Boone.
Yep,
I forgot to take the cue.
we didn't talk about that, so.
No, this is strictly off the hip.
Yep, yeah, so we've been asked to talk a little bit about stuff, I guess. Music, our instruments, how we learn how to play, so we're gonna delve into some of those things here a little bit, I think, aren't we?
Certainly.
Okay. Well, first off, me and Robbie are great lovers of cheeseburgers. So
And one kind specifically.
yes,
But,
that would be the White Castle.
oh,
Yeah. So if you want to make us happy, bring us to White Castle.
yeah, exactly.
Yep.
But we're not discriminatory. Hey, I got that word out.
Wow.
We're not
Not even sure what that
discriminatory
means.
in our cheeseburgerness.
That's true.
We've never met a cheeseburger that we didn't like.
That's true.
So,
Especially the old-fashioned kind, like in the old mom and pop hamburger joints, where they wrap it in white paper, put it in a basket. Oh, boy.
see, that's a key word. That's a key thing. When you see a little mom and pop joint, a little drive-in that you know has been there since the 50s or 60s, and they offer something in a basket.
Yeah,
That's the key phrase that you're looking for. In a basket.
that's right. Yep. So yeah, we've consumed many a cheeseburger together through the years, and because we've known each other a long time.
It's hard to believe that the time we've known each other is growing real close to 50 years.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
man.
it's way closer to 50 than not.
Yep. Yep. For those of y'all who don't know us, haven't met us before, Robbie and I met, I think it was in 1975. Robbie thinks it was 74. It could be either one. I don't know.
Yeah, but we're old now and
Yeah.
our memories don't work, so it could have been 1964.
Yeah. But we were both playing in bands at an event in St. Paul, Arkansas called St. Paul Days.
Pioneer days.
Pioneer Days, yeah,
Yep.
that's what it was. See, I already forgot what it was called. But I was playing in a band with my dad called the White River Bluegrass Boys, and Robbie was playing with Parker Mountain Bluegrass.
Yes. And strangely enough, at that time, I was the mandolin player for Parker Mountain Bluegrass. That was my first job in a band was to play mandolin for Parker Mountain Bluegrass.
And we had, like I said, we hadn't met at this time, but I already thought Robbie was pretty cool because I'd seen him on the John Chick Show, KTUL, Channel 8 in Tulsa, and I thought, man, that's that kid I saw on TV.
Complete with pump knot on my forehead where me and Steve Bush had been roughhousing, singing Chicken Train, and things got carried away.
Well, we had black and white TV, so I couldn't tell.
That-
So, but anyway, back to my story. See, we were the band I was playing in. We got our instruments out and was warming up, and Robbie's dad came over to me and asked if I had an extra mandolin string that they could have, because Robbie had busted an A string. He didn't have any spares with him, so I had a continual supply because I broke strings all the time, and so we made many trips down to the Collier drugstore downtown on Emma Street in Springdale, Arkansas, to get Black Diamond mandolin strings. Crazy enough, they would have extra strings. You could get your aspirin, get your cough medicine, get your mandolin strings, all at Collier drugstore. But anyway, so I had an extra string. That's how we met. So after it was over, or after Robbie got off stage, he came over and thanked me for the string, and we kind of, talked, where do you live, where I live, all that kind of thing. And so we decided that we would get together and just do some jamming together, and we've been doing it ever since.
Almost 50 years.
Yeah. Did I miss anything?
Oh no, you covered all the basic bases. You sure did. But what Ron's not telling you is, of course, at that time, I was like 12-ish and he was like 14-ish, and neither one of us drove. So Ron would get on his 10-speed bicycle, and he would strap his mandolin case to the, I don't know what you call it.
The bike rack.
Okay, bike rack.
Or a luggage rack or something like
What a
that.
great name for something.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what it is. It's
Yeah.
a bike rack. But
Man.
anyway, he would strap his mandolin to the bike rack, and he would ride across town to my grandmother's house, where I generally spent summers, and we would sit and play. But I was playing banjo. I mean, even though I had gotten the job playing the mandolin, that's a whole other story in itself. But I truly was wanting to be a banjo player. So Ron would play the mandolin, and I would play the banjo, and we did that until I guess I was about 14, and my parents moved in a house across the street and 2 doors down from Ron's house. So
Yep.
we literally lived across the street from each other, and it, you know, you didn't have to ride a bicycle, you know, to get back and forth. So
Yeah.
we spent hour upon hour playing music, listening to music, talking about music. Everything was music.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And with me, it was usually just bluegrass music. With Ron was into all kinds of things. You know, I mean, you go to his house and you might be listening to Bill Monroe, or you might be listening to Led Zeppelin, and everything in between, and all these bands and people that I never heard of. You know, I didn't know who Carlos Santana was till I met Ron. I didn't know who Pablo Cruz was till I met Ron. It's just crazy. You know, Little Feat. I didn't know who that was. I'm trying to think of those bands and stuff that you listen to.
Yeah.
Stuff I never heard of. You know, I didn't know there was such a thing as a blacklight poster till I met Ron. You know, I led a very sheltered life. So we've experienced a lot together in 50 years, and we're still playing together.
Yeah.
Played together in this band configuration. Is this the 25th year?
27.
Oh my gosh, 27th year.
Mhm.
Now during that time, I've taken a couple of hiatuses, you know, have spells where I hate the world and I, you know, don't want to see anything or anybody. So I've taken a couple of hiatuses, but I've been there for 25 of it at least.
Oh, yeah.
And then Ron and I have played in other bands together. We played later on in the 80s with Parker Mountain. Again, that was my second stint with Parker Mountain. Before that, in I guess the early 80s, we played briefly together in Cedar Hill Grass.
Yeah.
Ron is a mandolin player, but yet he played bass in that band. Even before that, in the later 70s, we played together in a group called Gene Newby and the Round Mountain Boys. Once again, Ron's a mandolin player, but he played guitar in that band. So he's multi-talented. Give him something with strings and let him go, boys, because he can do it.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Yes. Well, yeah. But that's kind of a brief history from the very beginning to today. March the 16th, I think it was, 2024.
Yep.
So we're looking at real hard at 49 years
Mm-hmm. Yep.
that you and I have been playing. I mean, I can almost get emotional. That's really cool.
Yeah,
it's really,
it is. It is, yeah. Neither one of us had gray hair back then.
No, we didn't. But we had pimples.
Yeah.
You know, we had that.
Yeah, we went through all that together.
And, you know,
Yeah.
I remember when Ron was growing his first mustache. That was something, you know. The first beard, you know. That may be getting a little.
Well, I remember the first time I actually grew the beard out. I was on a trip to California with Larry Sparks and the Lonesome Ramblers, and we took his car. And back in those days, the speed limit was 55, even out in the desert. And it took us 2.5 days to get out there.
Wow.
And when I got out there, I had a beard. I thought, wow, I can grow a beard.
Well, I've been telling you for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, that, I gotta let it get a little bit thicker. Gotta let it get a little bit thicker.
Well, it did.
But anyway, that's a brief history of I learned to play. We literally, I mean, you hear that cliche that we grew up together and da 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 da, but we literally
Yeah,
did.
we did.
Unknown caller.
Uh-oh. Guess that'll be the end of this segment.
Excuse me, sir, just a second.